You can pause the recording. There we go. So yeah, welcome everybody to today's session. We're going to be having a field service overview today. We're going to have a sort of the key feature functions of field service presented by one of our experts here at Oracle. And then we are going to be listening to Secura and Next Info talk about their deal cycle and some of the pains that Secura was feeling and how Oracle Field Service was able to solve for those pains and some of the ROI, some of the key benefits that they have received using field service. So I'm excited to have you guys here. If you have any questions, please put them in the chat. We will be able to answer those on the spot. And at the end, if we have extra time, we'll be glad to open it up and you can ask questions at that time. So I'm going to hand it over to Alex to give us an introduction and overview of field service. So thank you again for joining.
Thank you, Angela. Hi, everyone. My name is Alex Buwalda. I'm a customer experience cloud solution engineer with Oracle. And I cover many of our CX solutions. However, if I did have a favorite solution child, it would probably be field service. So I'm very excited to be giving you an overview of our solution today before passing it over to the Next Info team. So I wanted to kind of level set us with why we're here, which is probably because you're looking to improve the field service aspect of your business. And we have many, many customers that are seeing huge returns on investment when it comes to partnering with Oracle for this need. Some of the things that you can see on the screen here, I'm sure are very appealing to you. So we've seen an average of 75% reduction in overtime in the field service departments, mobile worker and schedule ratio improvement, being able to do more jobs with less people, 10% reduction in no-shows, and 50% reduction in the call center for where's my technician. So you're going to see how our solution today is able to provide a lot of these key performance indicator improvements across your field service. So let's get started by talking about what exactly field service is and how it can help support your business. So one of the first and most important pieces is the planning and execution piece. What you're going to get with our field service cloud is your dispatcher console, which you'll see at the top of the screen here, as well as the mobile application for technicians to utilize in the field. So from a scheduling standpoint, the tool is going to help you plan, schedule, and route service activities with the ability to optimize resource utilization. So the tool is going to learn your workforce. It's going to be able to code your workforce with what skills and talents they're able to do. Some of your technicians might be good at repairs. Others might specialize in installations. It will have all of that embedded about all of your technicians, and then it will start to learn the behaviors of those technicians. So what is their average installation time? So we can always match the best resource to the best work order or activity. It's also going to understand where are all of these work orders in proximity to each other in order to provide routing optimization for the very best path for that technician to take for the day. It's also going to let customers track and manage field service appointments, which I'll show you in a couple slides what that looks like. But it's that modern experience that we've grown to love, where we're able to see when our technician's on the way, communicate with them, and be able to see that all in the palm of our hand with our phones. It is also going to help mobile workers get answers, swap parts or jobs, and collaborate with each other over video or with a digital assistant, and even collaborate with dispatch if necessary. We also have that functionality of being able to capture all of the parts that were used during the visit, as well as debrief on time and labor and other expenses that might have been incurred during the visit. Many, many benefits can be seen here. So we are going to help ensure on-time arrivals for what you've promised your customers and eliminate unnecessary truck rolls. So we want to make sure that when that truck gets there to perform whatever activity it is in the field, that they're able to complete it the first time, because we know how costly it is for you to have to run multiple trucks over multiple days to a customer location. This solution has also been seen to shorten onboarding time for new mobile workers, really driving speed to competency with your field technician workforce and ensures service consistency. It is a very competitive hiring landscape when it comes to getting field service technicians. And when you provide your technicians with an easy to use application like Oracle Field Service, it's really going to give them that great employee experience, which can help you with retention. We also provide the added functionality of being able to manage subcontractors or contingent workers. So if you do have field technicians that work for you, but also with some other organizations as third party or 1099 employees, we also support that as well. And because of the ability to debrief and provide a pro forma invoice on site to customers, it's also going to help you recognize revenue faster by instantly updating service charges and when sent to the billing system. So we also have the connection to service inventory and logistics. So in terms of what you're able to see, you have a couple screenshots here of the mobile application. So you're going to be able to coordinate parts delivery for field technicians for on-site troubleshooting and repair. So we have the ability to monitor the trunk stock inventory of the truck, which is what you can see in the middle, what equipment is going to be needed for this specific task in the field. Do we have that on our truck? If we don't have it, right, we can make sure that we'll pick it up in the warehouse in the morning, or that we can maybe potentially swap it out from another truck nearby. But we can always ensure that you have the right parts that are needed so that you don't have to do those unnecessary truck rolls, like I said earlier. So you're going to be able to estimate field engagement costs for customers and allow agents to assist them on self-service orders, and enable the mobile workers to order, receive, transfer, and reserve parts from their trunk stock. So this is going to allow you to quickly and easily create a work order, execute your repair, and ship the repaired asset back to your customer if needed, and ensure that the right part is quickly sent to the right place to resolve your customer issues, which ultimately will optimize resource usage and properly bill for services. Now, when it comes to that service billing and debrief side, this is also really powerful. We have that ability to capture and record time, labor, and parts used and other service cost details. You can submit reviewed charges for billing to receive timely payment for services rendered, and contract discounts automatically applied and receivables generated for customer billing. So you can see here that pro forma invoice that was generated from within the field service application, and the ability to capture that customer signature while they're on site, which is easily going to make any necessary corrections and or updates to charges for parts, labor, and expenses. It'll help with more accurate billing along with proper cost recording and asset updates, and analyze costs to drive profitability improvements in your service business. And just so you are aware as well, our mobile application has online and offline capabilities. So if there is an instance where your technicians are working in any area that doesn't have internet, you can still perform all of these activities, and it will seamlessly sync once back online. Like I said, when I first started my intro, where is my technician is another extremely valuable aspect of the solution. So as we all know, in our modern age with technology, we have gotten to the point where we expect to be updated all the time when it comes to service. We want to know when our DoorDash is getting delivered or when our Uber is getting here to take us to the airport. And we kind of expect that same experience when it comes to service. You're going to want to be updated and notified when you have an appointment scheduled. And our solution can allow you to track your driver as soon as the driver initiates his or her drive to your site. It will let you know when they're estimated to arrive. And if you'd like, you can even enable a chat with the driver. Say, for example, the driver needs to get into your backyard, but there is a gate that has a lock code. Maybe you want to share that lock code with the technician so you don't actually have to leave work and go home to open that gate. you can do so using the field service mobile application. And another great feature as well is the ability to share service surveys with your customers via the mobile application and collect and store that data so that you can analyze and report and continuously improve as an organization. So here's just a little bit of Oracle Field Service at a glance. We have our solution actually deployed in 57 countries across the globe. We offer our solution in 23 languages, and we currently have over 4 million service appointments that are routed per hour. We have 24/7 availability with zero downtime and continued sustained industry leadership across Gartner, IDC, Forrester, and more, with 95% plus customer support satisfaction. What really makes us different and why we continuously get ranked so highly in our across our industry is really these 4 key differentiators, which are all based on the fact that our tool is built really with AI and machine learning across the board. So, like I said earlier, it is a time-based tool. Every single activity and work order is measured in real time for each unique individual in the solution. So basically, the tool's a constant, ongoing time and motion study. Collecting all of that time data allows the tool to be self-learning. So the solution will learn the historical performance of all of the employees, which basically creates this unique work fingerprint profile for each of your technicians. And using that self-learning, then it can become predictive and leverage those unique patterns so that it can predict with 98% accuracy when an employee will start and complete each type of job that you perform in the field. And our solution is fully configurable. It was built and continues to be developed based on the idea that any type of business can utilize our solution, whether it's a small, medium, or large enterprise size business, whether it is in a high-tech industrial manufacturing industry, down to the financial services industry when it comes to servicing ATMs. Our field service tool is extremely flexible and has many, many use cases. But today we wanted to highlight one specific use case with one of our customers. We have Venkatesh from NextInfo, who is an Oracle CX solution consultant with NextInfo. He specializes with experience in leading Oracle CX cloud implementation projects across high-tech manufacturers, distributors, retailers, and service-based companies, recommending industry best practices and implementing business optimization initiatives for enterprise customers across the industry domain. He will be demonstrating the solution. And then we also have Sandia joining us from Sakura, one of our valuable customers, who will also be sharing why they chose Oracle Field Service Cloud for their organization and their experience thus far. So I'm going to pass it over to Sandia.
Thank you, Alex. My name is Sandhya Iyer. I've been working with Sakura FineTech USA for over 9 years now, and I hold the team lead role for Oracle applications. Can we move on to the next slide, please? Thank you. So few words about the company. Sakura FineTech USA is based out of Southern California, and our headquarters is located in Torrance. We specialize in the manufacturing and distribution of medical laboratory equipment in the field of pathology and histology. We provide a wide range of products and solutions for labs and laboratory professionals who are involved in cancer diagnostics and research. Our presence is in 3 global regions: USA, Europe, and Asia. In Europe, we have an office in Netherlands, and to represent our Asian regions, we have an office in Japan. One of the major moves that Sakura took in terms of IT advancement was to upgrade from Oracle EBS to Oracle Fusion Cloud. And the most recent addition was Oracle Field Service Cloud. And I'm really excited to share Sakura's experience in implementing this module. We have about 50 technicians who use this application at this time, and we have created 600 work orders on an average per month since go live. In the next few slides, we will discuss the ways this product has benefited Sakura. Thank you. Okay, so let's talk about the first topic, field service dispatch console. Prior to using the field service module, our dispatcher team used to assign the work orders to technicians manually. The task of finding and recording the technician availability for a particular work order was manual, which was really prone to errors. This resulted in the underutilization of techs, missed service windows, and these ultimately impacted our end customer satisfaction too. Customer notifications about service timings and the technician details were handled manually, and this really proved to be ineffective. So Oracle Field Service really helped Sakura to streamline the field service operations by automating the scheduling, dispatching, and routing tasks. This efficiency led to faster response times and optimized resource allocation too. Now our dispatchers can create work orders and assign them to technicians. They have centralized visibility of all work orders through the dispatch console. We are now able to provide more accurate service windows, faster response times, leading to increased customer satisfaction. Additionally, real-time updates and communication capabilities keep our customers informed about the status of the service requests. Our customers receive automated email notifications once the work order is assigned to a technician with all the details like what day or time the technician would show up for the service. Work orders can also be reassigned to techs, which would also trigger a notification to the customers and the technicians. Overall, Oracle Field Service has helped us considerably to reduce the no-shows from techs and proved to be really effective in managing the service windows of all our technicians. Circling back to Venkatesh for the demo.
Thank you so much, Sandhya. That was great insight. Next, we'll see a demo of Oracle Field Service Cloud. So in this demo, we'll see an overview of dispatch console, and then we'll review the skill set of technician, and we'll see how the activities can be assigned to field technicians, and we'll review the work order status in real time, and at the end we'll review the collaboration messaging. Let me quickly log into Field Service Cloud. Right. So I've logged into Oracle Field Service Cloud as a dispatcher. So basically we are in Dispatch Console UI. Dispatch Console in Field Service is a central hub for managing all field service operations. It provides a tool for dispatchers to kind of assign, schedule, and monitor the field service activities. So we have 3 different sections in this UI. Basically, the left section is nothing but the resource tree. And we have the center section, which is the work area. And we have the header section. So resource tree, it's basically an hierarchical view of resources within the organization. It kind of typically segregates the resource based on the geographical region. So here we can see different types of resources. There are field techs who perform the field activities, and we do have some tools. For example, we have cranes or an excavator, which is being used to perform field activities, and we have buckets as well. So all these resources are grouped under a bucket based on the region. So basically, buckets are a place where all the activities are accumulated, which are not yet distributed to the field technician. And moving on to the next section, which is the work area. Basically, we can see the list of activities for the selected resource. As of now, I have selected Florida bucket, and I see all activities associated with this bucket. And let's say I select any field technician, I can see all the activities related to the technician here. And this UI is highly personalizable. So as a dispatcher, I can choose which fields I see in the UI. I can either enable or disable it, and I can move the fields within the UI. So specific to each technician, they can configure this UI according to their requirement. And then moving on to the header section. So we have the search capabilities within field service. So basically we can search for activities and part here. Let's say like a customer is giving a phone call and he wants to know an update on their activity, or they want to reprioritize the activity. Then the dispatcher can come here and they can search for activity. Let's say like I don't know the mobile number, or I want to search based on any other field. There are different options available, and we can either enable or disable what fields we want to search based on. So we see address is enabled, so we should be able to search with the address. Let's say the customer address is 1015, and we could see that all the activities that is starting with this address. And then next we have the date field. So basically in this section, we could see all the activities that are scheduled for today's date. I can also review activities that are planned for future dates. So I can pick and choose the date, and I can review the activities that are planned for the date. So there is something called non-scheduled activities. Basically, if an activity is having a date, it's been scheduled for the day. And if activity doesn't have any date, then those are called non-scheduled activities. And we can see all the non-scheduled activities in this UI. So basically, we just need to click on this non-scheduled button, and we can see all the non-scheduled activities. And then we have the view section here, where if you have multiple filters, we can filter all these activities based on this filter. These are predefined, and we can, based on the requirement, we can kind of configure multiple filters. And then next we have actions button. Let me switch to the date view, and let me select field tech. Let's say I'm selecting Leticia, and I want to kind of add an activity to Leticia. So I have the option to add an activity. So here the activity can be of two types. One is the customer activity, and the other one is the internal activity. So let's say I want to assign a training activity to Leticia, and the duration is 1 hour. So I can add the activity details, and I can submit this, so that the activity gets assigned to Leticia. And we also have option to kind of activate the route and start the activity. Basically, for some reason, technician is unable to access their mobile app, and they're unable to start their day. On behalf of the field tech, the dispatcher can activate the route, and he can start the activity on behalf of the field tech. And also, there is a cool functionality where we can export the activities to an Excel, and we can review those offline as well. And then we have like different views here. So basically we have a time view, we have a list view, which we are currently in, and we have map view. So basically time view provides an holistic view of the technician timeline for the day. So here we can see like there are different sections. The white area represents the active time, and the gray area represents the offline. So basically here we can see few technicians, they are starting early, and few they are starting late, and we can see what activity the technician is currently working on. And then moving on to next list view that we have already seen, and next is the map view. So basically this map view shows the distribution of activity within a geographical region. So let me select a field tech. Let's select Basel Terry. And here we can see how the technician can get to each of the customer location from start to end. So we can see a full view of the plan for the technician for the day. And then we have okay, let us go back to the list view. Then we have the split screen option available. So basically we have different views, right? Like we have day view, we can see non-scheduled activities, and we have different views here. And as a dispatcher, I can kind of split my screen, and I can have different views. On top, let's say I want to see all the non-scheduled activities. So for Florida, I could see there are 316 non-scheduled activities, and I want to plan these activities for the technician. So let us select time view at the bottom, and let's say I want to review the technician plan for the entire week. I can select the week view, and here I could see the technician availability for the entire week. And simply I can choose the list of activities, or I can just click on the activity and I can drag and drop wherever technician is available. So this provides a, we will see a pop-up window. Basically, this is a move activity screen where Oracle Field Service Cloud uses the AI and machine learning functionality to kind of review where the technician is and what the technician skill set is, and based on his previous work experience, system will kind of suggest the resources. So here we can see a system, I'm trying to assign this activity to Norman, but system is saying, hey, you can assign this activity to Glenn. So I can pick and choose what system is recommending, and I can move the activity, right? So I think, yeah. So Sandhya, like I believe the dispatcher finally have a great tool to assign, schedule, and monitor the field service activities in real time.
Yes, absolutely, Venkatesh. As you have already shown in this demo, now our dispatchers have the capability to assign and schedule the work orders. They even have the visibility to all the activities assigned to techs on any day, and they can monitor the progress or the status of any activity using this application.
Right. Perfect. Yeah. Thank you for your insights, Sandhya. So next topic is the skill set. So to review a skill set of the field technician, we just need to select the technician and go to the information page where we can see the work skills of the technician. Basically, work skills are the competencies that each resource is qualified to perform. So if a technician is not having a work skill, he cannot work on any of the activity. So for this example, Basil Terry has a skill to work on both commercial and residential activities, and he can also work on creating an estimate, and his skill set is 100%. Right, so this is how we review the skill set of field technician. And moving on to next topic, manual assignment of the work order. So basically, let me split the screen so I'm more comfortable using the screen. So let's say on top I have like a non-schedule, and at the bottom let me select today's date, and let's say like I want to plan this activity. I can see like who is available, and I can kind of assign this activity to tech. So what I have to do is just click on the activity and drag and drop to the technician. So again we see the move activity UI showing up, and the system is already recommending us to kind of uh, assign this activity to the field technician. Right. So let's say I don't want to use the other options. I want to always assign to Kevin. I can just select this option and I can move. Let's say like I don't want to assign to a field tech. I just assign it to a bucket so that next day like it can be planned. We can also do that as well. So let's say I want to assign it to Florida USA bucket. I can just move it. So the activity is assigned to the Florida USA bucket. And the next one is auto routing. So basically, we have some routing plan that are defined in the system. So based on business requirement, this can be very well configured. So we can use this functionality to automatically route the activity to the field technicians. So this can be either run manually. So here we can see against bulk routing. So we have total 8 activities in the Florida USA bucket, and there are 29 resources who are available. So when we run the plan, system is going to assign these activities to the available technician based on the resource skill set and their availability and the proximity. Okay, and I think this is a overall capabilities of the dispatch console. Let me switch back to the presentation, and I'll hand it over to Sandhya for, yeah.
Next topic. Okay, thank you,
Yes.
Venkatesh. Yeah, so the next topic is field service mobility. So let me talk about how Sakura used to function prior to implementing Oracle Field Service. So before field service, our technicians did not have any mobile app which could be used at the customer site to capture the details of the service or the status of their job. They used to call back the back office team to update the status, and they used to provide all the details pertaining to the work order or the activity. They had to use PDF forms or reports to capture the work order details, and these reports were maintained in a common repository. Back office would review these files and update the debrief on the work order manually using this information, which was very time consuming. And it often caused delays in billing our customers too. Now, after field service became live, our techs can access the assigned work orders through the mobile app in their iPad or phone, start the work order whenever they are ready, update and save the data, and even update the status of the work order. They also have options to upload pictures, enter notes, capture their labor hours, overtime hours, meal charges, parking charges, and whatnot on the work order. They can even perform all these updates even while working offline, and these changes would be synced automatically whenever the internet connection is restored. Another feature that has proved to be really useful is the suspending of work orders. So when a job spans across multiple days, there are features in field service to suspend the task, and the same can be restarted at a later day or time. Another widely used feature that our techs use is the rescheduling of assigned work orders to a different tech or to a different day or a different time. Real-time synchronization of debrief information has saved Sakura 10 hours of um, man hours weekly for our 50 technicians. Overall, Oracle Field Service helped us to maximize the productivity of our field technician workforce and reduce their travel time and costs. It has really helped us in configuring our own workflows, business rules, and integrations to meet our specific requirements. Okay. Can we move on to the next topic, which is Sakura Field Service Checklist and Configurable Forms? Okay. So while performing service, Sakura technicians are expected to capture data on several forms, depending on the instrument they are working on. Before even the tech starts working on an instrument, there is a checklist form to be filled out by them. PDF forms or reports were utilized prior to Oracle Field Service, and they would bring up these forms on their laptop or iPad and capture the fields and get the customer signature. These forms were emailed to the customer after the service, and they were also sent to the back office, and these were maintained in a common repository. Now, after field service came into picture, our technicians are able to capture all this information within the application. So we were able to develop 50 plus configurable forms specific to each instrument that we service. So whenever the technician starts the work order, all the required forms, including the checklist, would be shown on the work order. And these forms can be accessed while at the customer location through the field service application. Details can be entered and saved, and customer signatures are also captured. Once the work order is completed, all the submitted forms on the work order are synced back to the back office system. Now, our technicians need not spend any time to email the forms to the customer or even the back office. And these are not even saved in any physical location, because these are always residing in our system and can be accessed at any time. Over to Venkatesh. Can you show the demo of that, please?
Sure. Thank you so much, Sandhya.
Thank
So next is the demo on Oracle Field Service Cloud Mobile. So in this demo, we'll see like how new work order assignment notification that shows in the mobile app, and we'll activate the route and we'll start performing the field activity. We'll log into Field Service Cloud. Right. So I've logged into Field Service Cloud as a field tech, So I've logged in as Basil Terry, and we are currently in my route screen. So basically in my route, we see like the list of activities showing up. So all these activities are lined up for me for the day. So I see an option to activate my route. So basically activate route is very important. Anytime technician starts for the day, they must activate the route at the beginning so that they can, it gets notified to the dispatcher, and the dispatcher can know that technician is active for the day. And then we have my route section. So basically my route section shows the map view of all the activities that is planned for the day. And we can see what is the route, and we can use the navigation to navigate to the customer location. And okay, and then next we have the uh, collaboration messaging. So basically we could see there are two notifications here. So I can see that a new job has been added to me. So the notification shows as a pop-up here, and the collaboration messaging provides a functionality for the field tech and the dispatchers to kind of interact within the team. So here we can see like we can send a message, or we can, let's say like I'm not sure like what to do with this instrument. There is an issue, I need to reach out to my senior. So I can start chatting with my senior, and I can kind of even do a video call, and I can work on the activity. So this particular collaboration is available within Field Service Cloud, where we can easily collaborate and exchange the information. And let's get started. So we will first activate the route. So system by default captures the system, and once we submit, the route will be activated, and we will see what is the next activity that we should work on. So let's click on the activity to review the activity details. So here we see the service related information. Basically, we have a work order, and we could see all the customer related information as well. For example, phone number, their address. So this gives a high level overview about the activity. And as soon as we open the activity, so let's say like I have started my day and I have activated my route. The first step what I have to do is, let's say I'm heading to the customer location, I have to hit on my way button. So basically what it does is it triggers a notification to the customer. And as Alex mentioned previously, the where is my technician functionality will help the customers to track the technician location, and they can easily collaborate using that functionality. So basically this will trigger a notification to customer that the technician is on the way. So once the technician reaches the customer location, the next step is to first start the activity. So we can click on start activity, and we can submit it. So the activity is now started. So once activity is started, we can see here the workflow, which says first the safety checklist has to be filled in, and then the asset has to be validated, and at the end the technician has to fill the field service report. So this particular workflow is highly configurable. So for this particular business requirement, we have this workflow. Let's say like a different business might have a different requirement, right? So based on business to business, this can be workflow can be configured. And first let's see like what is the safety checklist. So basically these are like configurable forms where we can use the drag and drop functionality to add or remove a field. And we also have option to add a block to capture the signature. So let's say like the organization wants technician to first fill the safety checklist even before they physically start the activity. So here like we have a text box field where a system prompts the technician to check if all the necessary safety equipments for this job are available. Yes. Are there any hazard? Yes. No, there are no hazard at the customer side. So have all power supplies and connections been properly secured? Yes. So we can have different kind of questions here, and it can be either a drop down or it can be a text box. So this is highly configurable, and I can acknowledge it, and the technician can sign the checklist and they can submit it. So basically this gets saved in the backend for future reference purposes. And then next we have the asset validation. So basically we can validate the asset. Let's say like for some reason the asset location is not valid. The technician can either decide to mark the activities here as not done. So what do we mean by not done? The activity is a failure. For some reason this has been stopped. Okay. And then next we have the suspend activity option. So basically, let's say like for some reason I'm unable to continue working on it, I can suspend the activity as of now, and I can come back and I can start the activity again. So suspend will temporarily pass the activity, and technician can resume the activity either for today or even tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Also, technician can come back and resume the activity. So let's fill the uh, asset validation. I've completed asset validation. And next is the reports. Sandhya, like, can you please shed some light on the configurable reports? Like, what are the unique requirements from business?
Yeah, so Sakura has close to 50 plus configurable forms or reports which are specific to each instrument. And using field service, we were able to recreate all these forms and assign them to different instruments. So that way, whenever the technician is working on a work order for that instrument, all the applicable forms would show up, would be enabled on that work order. Like in this case, you have three reports that are showing up on this side, right? So similarly, depending on the instrument, different reports would be enabled on that work order, which the technician would be filling out during the course of the service, right? So there are several fields in all our forms, including areas to capture customer signature, and we were able to successfully recreate all these forms in the OFS application. Do you
Right.
mind showing a couple of forms in the system?
Right, Sandhya. So here, like we could see, like there are three reports. So first is PM inspection. So like based on the requirement, right? Like the business, I mean, the organization wants the tech to follow some specific steps. So here we can see to clean a filter, they have to follow all these steps. So as a technician, I have to follow these steps. So it says like remove the top cover. So for cleaning filter, first I have to remove the top cover, and then I have to replace the filter, and I have to reinstall the top cover. So once I perform this activity, I can get the signature from customer saying I've performed all these activities. So customer signs, and even let's say like we want to add any attachment as a supporting document, we can add the attachment as well, and we can submit the report. So moving back to the slides. So the next topic is Sakura Field Service Report. Over to you, Sandhya.
Thank you, Venkatesh. So the next topic is our Sakura Field Service Report. So Field Service Report, or FSR, is a form used by our technicians to capture labor and expense details on the work order, like labor hours, overtime hours, meal charges, parking charges, airfare, etc. So prior to field service, this was a PDF form. Techs would fill out this form after the service is completed and email it back to our back office. And these details were used to update the debrief manually on the work order. And subsequently, the revenue would be recognized, as required. Now, after field service got implemented, we are able to recreate the form similar to all the other forms. And now text can capture all the details pertaining to the job using this form, get this customer signatures, and even submit the form in the field service application itself. And once this FSR gets submitted, the debrief information would also get updated automatically in our back office application using the details entered on this form. There is also an option to download the FSR form, which can be emailed to the customer or other parties. Submitting FSR is the very last step of a work order, and it is really crucial that the technician completes this part in a timely manner. So using field service, we have built email notifications to techs to remind FSR submissions in case they have not done so. There are reminder notifications sent out in different intervals, such as 5 days from the completion of the work order, 15 days from the completion, and so on. Over to you, Venkatesh.
Thanks, Sandhya. So we'll see a live demo of a field service report. So we are going to see how the labor and expense details can be captured and how we can share the pro forma invoice to the customer when the technician is in the field. Let me log back into the field service cloud. So we are still in the same activity. So as Sandhya mentioned, the field service report is the last step. So we can click on the field service report, and here we see the option to capture labor and expense, and we can also let's say like in the field I've used any parts, I can add that, and any part is damaged that needs to be returned to the warehouse, you can even add that as well. So let's say like I want to add an expense, so click on plus, and the expense that I incurred is the parking charges. So I spent like $12 in parking, so I can add that expense. And once everything is done, I can sign and save. So let's say I'm in middle of activity, I want to capture this information. We have option to save a draft, and we can come back and review it. Or like, let's say I have completed the activity, then I can obviously sign and save the field service report. So this will kind of create a pro forma invoice, which can be sent to the customer. So basically, we can download this invoice and send it, or we have option to share it, right? So once the customer signature is done, we can download and send it, or like I can just go ahead and submit it. So let's submit the field service report. So now the field service report is completed, which marks the end of the activity. So Sandhya, like the field service report has saved a lot of time for the field technicians. Could you please provide some insight on its efficiency?
Sure, yeah. So as I explained before, FSR was a PDF form used by technicians to record labor and expense details incurred on a work order. So before field service, there were no mechanisms or timelines in place to enforce the FSR submission. The techs would have to complete this and email the back office whenever it was ready. And the back office would update the debrief using the details provided, right? So if there was a delay in submitting the FSR by the technician, it would also delay all the other process, like delay the debrief data entry, and eventually even billing the customer too. So after field service, we have inbuilt reminders to notify techs and their managers about submitting the field service report. And once it is submitted, the main advantage is that the debrief gets automatically updated by the system using the data entered in the FSR. This was done manually before, right? So now this has saved us a lot of time, and this overall process has streamlined our debrief and billing or revenue recognition process tremendously, Venkatesh.
Yeah, that's cool. That's good to hear, Sandhya.
Yeah.
Right. So once the activity, I mean, the field service report is filled, the last step is to end the activity. So ending the activity means the activity has been successfully completed. And here technician can see what is the activity that is planned next. And we can also see the travel time. So let's say like for some reason I have some small task that I need to perform. I might take 10 more minutes. So I can change the time that I will reach the customer location, and I can submit it so that the next activity gets adjusted accordingly. So yeah, this is the end-to-end process of the activity lifecycle. So going back, and I'll hand it over to Angela for wrap up.
Yeah, so thank you so much, Alex, for that overview of field service in the beginning. That was awesome. And then a special thank you to Venkatesh and Sandhya for sharing how Oracle Field Service was able to solve for Secura's pains. I mean, as you saw, they're more productive. They have real-time insights. They're able to automate a number of their manual processes. It's just an end-to-end flow to make them more efficient. So If you are wanting to learn more about field service, you can scan this QR code and it'll take you to our field service site. You can always reach out to your field service rep or Next Info, and we will be glad to do a personalized demo for you. Because what we want to do is help your business achieve similar results, up-level your digital transformation, and make sure you understand how this will work for you. So if there's any questions, I think we answered the questions that were in Q&A, but if anyone has any more questions, feel free to post them. I don't think do you want to come off a chat? I mean, come off of, I don't think yeah, no, never mind. If you have a question, just put it into Q&A and we'll be glad to answer those. I think that's it. I really appreciate everybody attending today. We will be sending out the recording in a follow-up email. So if you join late or if someone on your team could not join, you can forward it to them so they can watch it as well. Okay, so did I miss anything? Is that good?
We're good.
Okay, thank you all for attending today. I hope you have a great rest of your day and a great weekend.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.